Hi, I'm Leanne. I'm a lightworker and a mother to 3 special girls. I strive to continue learning, growing, and to collect new skills. I'm a psychic medium, Reiki master teacher, and Akashic record reader and energy healer. I am so excited to share what I've learned and what I'm going to learn and the ups and downs of life. Thank you for joining me on my journey. Welcome to Life of a Lightworker podcast. Hello, thank you for joining me. Today I'm pulling cards from the Healing Waters Oracle deck from Rebecca Campbell. My intention is, what do you need to hear right now? What do you need to know about right now? So the first card is End Call. And those who don't know what that means someone's born in an intact water sack. And funny enough, my middle child was born in Call. And that was a pretty interesting experience. Oh, and funny enough, she's the one that pushed me into my spiritual awakening. So, there's all the pieces coming together. Okay, so from the book, the folklore of many different places, including Iceland, France, Holland, Albania, England, and Germany, has tales about the rare event called Enkal or veiled birth. This occurs when a mother goes into labor, but the water fails to break, and the baby appears in the world still inside the amniotic sac in which it gestated. According to tradition, children born in Call have second sight and gifts of healing. In Scotland, they were seen as good omens. Fishermen sought out birth Call, the amniotic sac, as an amulet to protect them from drowning. In ancient Egypt, they were believed to be future priests, priestesses, and priestesses of the community. This is the card of a healer, a sealer, a wisdom keeper, and the mystic. Perhaps you've already on this path, or perhaps it's something new to you. The healer, the shaman, the medicine person knows that it's through facing their own shadow and taking their own deep healing journey that they can return to guide others in their healing. The healer is, like all of us, in their own spiral of transformation and healing. Healed isn't a stagnant state. The healer knows you're not meant to be perfect and whole all the time. Instead, it's because they've journeyed to the deepest, darkest, uncharted oceanic caves and returned with an open heart and mind that they're able to hold space for another. This card is an acknowledgement of the role in the world and the deep work that you've been doing on your own healing journey. I love that spot where it said healed isn't a stagnant state. That's a keeper. That's a good quote. I feel like there's another card, so let's pull a second card. And there, got one popping out. It says the Healing Lagoon. So from the book, the healing waters are here to hold you, to heal you, to revive you. It's not only safe for you to slow down, sometimes it's necessary to take care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being, to replenish yourself with whatever it is that you're yearning for most. To slow down and rest, the Healing Lagoon is the place of nourishment, recovery, and rest. The waters are urging you to slow down to a suitable place, to a suitable pace, and whenever possible, to give these things to yourself, and preemptively, not only when you burn out. This is the card of self-care, pleasure, and tender nourishment. How can you ease into resting, replenishing, regenerating, and receiving? The healing waters of the Healing Lagoon are waiting to receive you, to replenish you, to hold you, to regenerate you. They're waiting to attune you back to your most natural and alive state. So book that vacation or that morning off. Reduce your working hours so that when you show up, you can show up fully. The patriarchal expectation of grow, 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 push, push, push isn't sustainable. Your body is your most precious asset, so take care of it and regularly make time to regenerate and rest. I feel like the message in this is we're all healers. We all try to take care of other people, to support other people, but we're not able to do so if we don't take care of ourselves first. And I feel like this is a message I get quite often, and it needs to be said again, maybe in a different way so that it can be absorbed by different people this time. But I feel like a lot of people don't give themselves the time to rest because maybe they don't feel they're worthy of the rest. I feel like this reminder is you are a divine healer. You are someone very special. And not only do you deserve to rest, it's needed. It's essential for you to take care of yourselves, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't do your job, your mission, your work, your purpose to help other people, to shine. And your light is being dimmed so much by not giving that light energy. You're disconnecting it from the power source. Your battery is running low, and it would be better if you just connected directly to the wall so that you don't have to try to go off of these batteries. And if you had a steady supply to yourself, a continuous supply, it'd be easier to continually shine and give and do your purpose, your work, instead of having these ebbs and flows where like you fill yourself up enough to give to others, but then you're depleted, so you have to focus back on yourself. It's getting into a routine, a system where you have a continuous flow. You have that continuous replenishment. It's not something you have to think about because it's just innately part of your day. And that's the ideal state where it's just how it is, instead of consciously having to think about it. But in the process of getting there, we have to consciously think about it. We have to make the effort because it's essential. A car cannot drive without gas. It is essential. You have to put it in there, otherwise it will not go. So giving priority to it, because it's not just important, it's good for you, you deserve it. Yes, all those things, but it is essential. When I asked what are some things to help plug yourself in, and the first thing is stop making excuses. I feel like making excuses for other people and yourself makes it feel like it's okay to put yourself on the back burner. It's okay to put somebody else first. And I'm not saying like once in a while, because once in a while that's normal, it's balance. But when it's all the time, when you are putting yourself in the back seat all the time, when your needs, your energy is in the back seat all the time, that can be an issue. That's preventing you from being at the forefront where your energy needs you to be. So this week, see if you can notice. Have the intention of noticing all the times you either out loud or in your mind make excuses of why other people deserve or need your energy, your attention over yourself. Think of all the times that this happens, and I'm not necessarily thinking like little kids. That's more of the exception to this, because of course little kids can't do things on their own, so they need your attention. That's their whole world. But I'm talking about adults, your peers. I'm thinking about people who shouldn't take all this energy away from you. Because as an adult relationship, it's a give and take. It's reciprocal. It's not a constant drain. And if you're a person that likes to have physical evidence or makes it easier to acknowledge when something's in the physical, make a little note on your phone, on a piece of paper, put a little tick or a little mark down every time that you make an excuse for somebody else of why they deserve something more than you. Or maybe when you say, oh, I don't deserve this, oh, tick this down. And make note of all the times in this week, or maybe all you need is a day to get this point across, that we're making excuses all the time about why we're not putting ourselves first. We don't have our energy put first, and why it may be justified that we are giving and giving and giving and giving. So we're just being aware of all the times that we justify this for ourselves as the first step. And then once we notice that this is happening, then we can slow down. I feel like that's the next step, is asking ourselves, do I have the capacity right now to give this? Do I have this capacity at this moment to give this? And if the answer is, well, maybe, that's a no. It's either, yes, I can freely give this, or no. And if it's no, then we're in real life, we don't give that energy. We don't do that task. And we can tell the person, you don't have the capacity at this moment. You aren't able to do this at this moment. And take that time, that energy that you would have given to somebody else, and put it towards yourself. Do something that lights you up and something that gives you joy. And the example that's popping into my head is singing and dancing. Something for me, it's singing and dancing, because when I'm singing and dancing, then I'm focusing on the singing and dancing, and I feel that energy, and it brings me joy. If I'm doing something that it does bring me joy, but my mind is free to wander, I can sometimes feel guilty about taking that time. I remember that was a big obstacle for me when I started really putting attention on myself and putting energy onto myself, is that I would feel guilty for doing that. So I needed to do something that would keep my mind busy so I didn't feel that guilt. Because if you're doing something to replenish you, but you feel guilty doing it, it's not replenishing you at all. So finding an activity that will actually bring you joy. And so for some people, being really calm brings them a lot of joy. And other people, doing something high energy brings them joy. So find the things that make you smile, that give you a sense of peace, that make you relax your shoulders. So these are the things you're going to do. Put your energy towards that instead of somebody else. And then the next time somebody's asking for something, or you think you should step in and do something, ask yourself, do I have the energy? Do I have the capacity? Maybe that time you do. Maybe you don't. Maybe you need to refill some more. And that's okay. So every time an invitation comes, you ask yourself if you have capacity. And I feel like that's the new normal going forward of, do you have the capacity? And you can do more preemptive work. So maybe on a weekly basis, daily basis, you set aside some time, some energy to put towards yourself, so that, because you know later on you're going to want to give. So we are creating that flow, and that by putting it in the calendar, by doing it on a regular basis, that is plugging you into the wall. Because we're not waiting for the battery to be dwindled, where you fill up and then it dwindles. We are plugging you into the wall, even though you're still at 50%. We're still going to plug you into the wall because we want you fully charged. We're not going to wait until you're down to 5% or less. I hope that little tidbit helped, and I look forward to talking to you next week. If you'd like to get in contact, my website is spruceenergyhealing.com. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, all Spruce Energy Healing. Hope you have a wonderful week.